Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Atheist Delusion. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Billy Carson again and his evil imagination. Even in Genesis 5:6, it talks about that man imagination just grew evil continually. You know what I mean? And it talks about how people like Billy Carson, man, just come up with these wild stories. You know, I want to pull up a video here of an interview that Billy Carson had with some podcaster or whatever. He was stating that he was abducted by aliens. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you guys the video real quick, and I'm going to come back with my thoughts. Y'all check it
So
out.
2010, I came home. I was working on this big project called Fort Terra Nova, which I built. And Fort Terra Nova it was on the History Channel, a Countdown to Apocalypse, the Nostradamus episode. And anyway, so I was working on this project. I come home. I'm looking at ESPN, and I'm looking at sports. About 9:00 p.m. All the lights turn dim. The TV turns off, and I thought my kids were playing a trick on me because they lived up in the room behind me, up on the second floor. And I look up, and there's nobody there. When I turned around, there were these two beings right there.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And, whew. Man, hold on.
Whoa.
Sorry.
No.
What do you have to break yourself, man?
No.
So they were right there. I'm sitting in a chair about this high, so they were right here in my eyes. And, all right, let me get myself together.
No, take your time.
So they were there. They had the big almond eyes like you see on TV. I swear they did.
So you have two beings in front of
But
you.
they didn't look like they were real eyes. They looked like coverings of some type. And they didn't communicate with me through any kind of telepathy that I can tell, but I felt like my brain was shaking in my skull. A few seconds later, it stops, and they turn around, and they don't walk like a person. They kind of dangle. So they kind of dangled away, and they went right through the wall. And then, boom, the TV comes back, the lights come back to normal color. And that's when I went running around the house.
Man, if y'all could see the podcaster guy, the guy that was interviewing him, man, he was trying hard not to laugh. You know what I mean? This nigga, I'm sorry, Billy Carson started crying. Trying to hold back the laugh of the nonsense he was spewing to the masses. You know what I mean? This guy's a fraud. You know, he just tells stories to sell books, to get his followers up, and he's just lying to y'all, man. He's blatantly lying to y'all, and this type of people, they come from the community of, they think that they're gods. They think that their energy is from the universe, and the universe just came from nowhere, and they're pretty much that they're their own thoughts, they're their own gods and things like that. This is where he come from. I know those type of people. I debate them a lot on my TikTok live. I debate these people all the time. They think they're gods. They think they can imagine stuff. They think they got the power, you know. Yeah, man. These people think that they are super spiritual, you know. They don't believe that God created anything. They believe that they created themselves. Like they are so super conscious that it's ridiculous, you know. Yeah, man. These people right here, man, they're going to lead a lot of people to hell, man. So let's talk about the interview, and let's talk about the nonsense he was spewing in that podcast. He said that there were two beings, two aliens that showed up in his living room. You know what I mean? Pretty much they just stared at him, right? And then they left, pretty much. I'll tell you what it was. I don't believe it happened, but I could listen. I don't believe it happened, but I believe that. But I do believe that the angel will come as the angel of light. You have Satan that gave a lot of evil prophecies to people so they could do Satan's work. You know, if Billy want to say that two beings showed up in his living room, you could best believe they were evil spirits. They were definitely evil spirits that probably did show up in his living room and told him to spew all this nonsense that he got on his podcast. It could be that. Because if he could imagine things like that, I could imagine things like that too, right? You know? But the thing is that these evil beings, they do pass down evil thoughts and evil instructions to man for them to do evil works in the world. That's actually a fact, though. You know what I'm saying? Is it mistaking aliens for demonic spirits? Because remember, this guy do a lot of meditation. He talks to the upper realm and the galactical Star Wars, whatever. And he probably tapped into some demonic energy that now is pretty much following him around, giving him instructions, and he don't even know it. He don't even know that he's possessed to believe this delusion, this nonsense that he's spewing on this podcast. That's why he lost his debate against Wes Huff, because everything he's talking about is a lie. See, what Satan do, he uses the truth and mixes with lies and make it sound like it's real, and it's not. That's why a lot of lies are believable, because people will take some parts of the truth and mix it in with a lie and stir it up like a soup and then feed it to you. So when this dude Billy Carson, sits up here and talks about there's two beings that showed up on his there's two beings that showed up in his living room, and you notice he said that the beings didn't say nothing to him. That's because these demonic spirit was probably talking to him mentally. He probably was just possessed. He was in hypnosis, and this evil spirit was just giving him instructions, just feeding him instructions what to do in his podcast, to continue spreading these lies and continue bringing people to them. Pretty much, they're going to believe whatever Billy Carson say, and it's going to lead them to hell. These people are going to believe this lie until they pass away without even knowing Jesus. Instead, they're going to criticize Jesus. They're going to say that everything in the Bible is false because of this man. And thank goodness that Wes Huff had that interview and destroyed Billy Carson and exposed him of all the lies. The demonic spirit that was in Billy Carson couldn't take it, to the point that he wanted to sue Wes Huff for the interview. Yeah, man. God should not be mocked. You know what I mean? All that time that Billy Carson was talking bad against God, against Jesus, spewing all these lies about the Bible's not true, the Bible's made up and everything like that. We all know that's false. We all know that the Bible is the truth, because Wes Huff proved the Bible true, destroyed Billy Carson's delusion, you know what I mean, and proved to him that everything that Billy Carson was talking about was just pure lies. God will humble you. God shall not be mocked. For all the people that think they have a platform talking against God, thinking that God's not going to do nothing, calling God's bluff, you're going to end up like Billy Carson. And if he doesn't turn to Jesus Christ right away, what's going to happen to him? You're going to see his podcast fall. You're going to see his financial fall. You're going to see everything in his life just go out of control, because this man thought that he had all the answers to life, thinking he's better than God, thinking he's better than people, calling people poor. Yeah, go listen to how this man talk, man. He calls people poor, He talks bad about people, man. He pretty much just talks about and exalts himself because he believes that he's God. So this man right here, man, going around spewing all these lies, man, talking about Elliot showed up to his living room. Nah, man, Elliot didn't show up to your living room, Billy Carson. What showed up to your living room is demonic entities. Demonic entities that put you in a hypnosis and possess your body. Now you walking around here criticizing and talking about the Bible, because that's what Satan do. Satan is the accuser. So Satan goes around accusing God, accusing Christ, accusing his crucifixion. That's what Satan does. And that's what Billy Carson is doing, because he's been put in hypnosis. He's been possessed to do Satan's work, and he doesn't even know it. He believes that whatever he's talking about comes from a spiritual realm. That's what he believes. That's what Satan got him to believe. Satan got Billy Carson to believe that he had all the answers to life. And he got exposed that he doesn't have all the answers to life. Satan hates being exposed. Satan hates being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Because he likes to stay in the shadows. You know? Yeah, so people think that, Billy Carson is crazy for these two beings to show up in his living room. I could say that probably those two beings did show up in his living room, but they were not aliens. I guarantee you that. They were not aliens. He was definitely put in a hypnosis. This demonic spirit, that's why God said to leave these demonic spirits alone. Do not do no tarot card readings, okay? Do not participate in sorcery, because you got to open yourself up to these demonic spirits to possess your body, to possess your way of thinking, and have you spew lies about God and Christ and his crucifixion. That's why when God says something, it's for a reason. That's why he says it's forbidden. Do not do sorcery, because when you do sorcery, you open up your mind to this demonic energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I personally hope that Billy Carson's whole podcast get destroyed. And that's what we're seeing right now. Anyway, you guys, this is the Atheist Delusion. I'm going to drop some more content later on today. Please subscribe to the channel. If you came across this channel right here and you've been a follower of Billy Carson, man, unsubscribe to his channel and come over here, man, for truth. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody that's seeking truth, come to this channel, because we don't speak lies over here. We don't talk about galactical imaginations over here. We don't talk about spiritual. We don't talk about like higher energy and everything like that, because God is, and I am that I am is what God said. He is the beginning. He's the last. Jesus Christ is the King, the Prince of Peace. Jesus Christ, he is everything that it is to be, that's to come. So if whatever you're looking for is in Christ, there's no story, imagination, and all this nonsense that these people talking about when we talking about Jesus, because Jesus is truth in the way, in the life, that no man shall come to the Father but through him. All right? So I need you guys to follow this channel, because we don't talk about nonsense over here, man. We talk about truth. Everything that I'm saying here is truth. And we're going to talk about the creation of the world, the genome code, that no man, no Big Bang, no meteors, no amino acids could come up about information in the genome to create anything. These people are just talking nonsense, and we're going to talk about this in my channel. So y'all subscribe to the channel, right? All right, so this is the Atheist Delusion. Please subscribe to the channel. Till the next time, guys. God bless.